I'm currently standing on the most overpowered DayZ Base location, an unsinkable aircraft carrier, far away from any bandits, clans or any other threat that would want to erase my existence. Now, we're currently solo, starting 5 days late into wipe. We're going to be at a big disadvantage, but lucky for us, we're playing on the Bloody Nightmare server, and they were actually kind enough to sponsor today's video. One of the best things about the Bloody Nightmare server is they have some really cool and unique features, one of these being the quest system, and I was going to make use of this to get myself the perfect start. So I looted some basic gear on the way and headed towards the altar trader, where I accepted my first quest. He tasked me with transporting a mysterious package to Michael at the northwest airfield. This was going to be a very dangerous journey, but he'd reward me with a plate carrier if I was successful. As always, if you do like what you see of the server, I'll leave the details on the screen and the Discord in the description for you to check it out yourself. We'll pick the video up as I enter the airfield, armed with nothing more than a submachine gun and a dream. Hey, hello. I don't have anything. 2 minutes into the airfield and I was already surrounded by heavily armed bandits. My attempt to negotiate was met with silence, but during an exchange I took my opportunity to escape and found some more ammunition for my M110 and a scope to go along with it. With a capable weapon, I set up overwatch of the ATC, the location of Michael. However, I was quick to spot the enemy at the top, and figured I could probably sneak in and deliver the package to Michael, but after he tasked me with the first blood quest, I figured I'd take my chances in a fight. A couple of well-placed shots did the trick, and it was enough to complete the quest. Not only did he have some better gear for me, but he had a goddamn grenade launcher, C4 components, nails, and an also important yellow keycard, which would prove to be a crucial component in today's perfect start. But for now, I'd head back to the trader to sell some of my excess gear and collect our rewards from Oliver. I then headed down to Starry to use the yellow keycard I'd obtained on a locked container. This rewarded me with base building supplies, including a safe, nails and code locks. I now had everything I needed to build a base, and I knew exactly where I wanted to place it. That marked the end of day 1, and I was genuinely impressed with my progress. I already had a very capable starter base. I'd start the next day off just like the first by delivering a package to Michael to get another quest, this time to eliminate 10 other survivors. Although today it wasn't going to go as smoothly, I found myself trapped in the ATC, surrounded by a clan, and they quickly got the better of me. But today was about making money, so I wasted no time getting back on my feet and decided to collect weapons on my journey back with the intent to sell them for a profit, although after hearing some nearby shots, I couldn't help but investigate. This unlucky sod seemed to have had the same idea of me, so with both his and my backpack full of weapons I headed straight to the trader, stashed my profits in my base and once again set out on adventure. This time I was to head to the King of the Hill event, a unique scenario that happened every server restart. This one happened to be a crashed helicopter just by Moschino. With the chance to obtain some high tier loot, I was expecting some fierce competition. This looks really sketchy. There's no cover. That was honestly less competition than I expected, and the loot was well worth it. I managed to get some decent armour, some more C4 components, and a really strong sniper. So, once again, I grabbed 2 backpacks of as much as I could carry and headed to the trader. This time, I decided to sell everything and invested in a car. A car would allow me to effectively do the new weekly quest, which involved rescuing a pilot AI and escorting him back to Oscar. Figured this would be a lot easier if I could just stick him in the back of a vehicle. So, I jumped my brand new yellow sedan and started heading down towards the crashed pilot site, just south of Zelenogorsk. Lucky for me, a couple of airdrops dropped on the route of my journey, allowing me to bag a couple more extra easy weapons. But not wanting to risk the vehicle, I decided to stash it in the woods nearby, with the key hidden nearby in a bush. I then approached the mission. Okay, so this is the AI. I'm assuming he's going to follow me. he does. That's really fucking cool. Kind of crazy how they can have this in DayZ. With my new companion, I once again found myself heading back towards the trader, and after returning him to Oscar, I was rewarded with 25 gold bars, with a combined value of 100k. This was a significant amount of money on the server, so I quickly returned to base in case I lost it. I was now sitting at over 250,000 rubles, although I'd need another 250 if I wanted to purchase a helicopter. With that on the back of my mind, another King of the Hill event spawned in, this time at the Northwest Airfield, and with the entire server talking about it in chat, I knew it wasn't going to be an easy fight. In fact, I died instantly, taken out by the F4 clan, and remember this name, they were going to play an important role in our story later on. However, now a fresh spawn, I once again headed back to the airfield. See, there was a black market trader located just west of Bash, which you could sell weapons for a higher price than the Altar trader. My plan was to farm the airfield, cash out at a black market trader, and repeat. And in my first run, I made just over 50k. And I reckoned I could make a lot more money if I filled my car with guns. So I headed back to base, picked up my yellow shitbox, and headed towards Vault 13, a custom location on this server which contained some of the best loot. I think I can hear someone. red crate, these were super rare but contained some very good loot. And after getting a juggernaut, the best armor you can get, and a satchel charge, I wasted no time rushing home. In fact, I was so excited I spun out and ended up crashing my car into a pond, and once again found myself on foot. But I successfully made it back to base. Unfortunately, I had to end up spending all the money I made on another car. However, this time I went for something a little bit better. Although I was liking this new strategy of making money, so I headed up to Tissy, filled the car with everything I could find, and headed back down to the black market trader to sell it for a profit. This was making me a lot of money. However, it was coming up to the end of day 2 and the server was hosting a deathmatch PvP event where the winning team would receive 300,000 each. There was no way I could miss this opportunity. And it was a great event. I got to meet some of the server regulars, even members of the F4 clan who'd previously killed me. They were actually really nice. Most importantly, I was on smoke. I got myself a lot of kills. And this managed to complete yet another quest. And with this success, we were fortunate to win the entire event. And I took my 300k and headed straight home. I now had enough money to purchase a helicopter, but that was a job for tomorrow. Fortunately for me, my starter base was still standing on day 3, and with an airdrop heading towards the airfield, I grabbed my best sniper and my newly acquired juggernaut armor. I situated myself in a camo building with the perfect overwatch of the airdrop. I'd have to be patient if I wanted to be successful. In the meantime, I striked up a conversation with the F4 clan in chat about potentially trading my juggernaut armor for some satchels, and just like clockwork, 2 players rolled up at the airdrop. I was quick to take one of them out, and how ironic that it was the exact guy I was chatting to just seconds earlier. And after making a cocky remark in chat, I quickly got my karma. But I had stashed the juggernaut armor away and agreed to tell them the location if they kept up their end of the promise, and after jumping in a call with them, they took me to their base where they gave me some code locks and nails instead of trading for satchels. We now agreed to combine our explosives and attempt a joint raid on a rival clan located in Nevaya the following day. For now, I'd take my money to the black market trader and purchase a helicopter. Unfortunately, I could only afford a small one-man gyrocopter, but this would do the trick. Just after taking off, I spotted a crashed helicopter site in the distance. After approaching, I was surprised when I found out it was defended by actual AI, but I made quick work of them and continued on my journey. And finally, after 3 days of hard work, what I was looking for loaded in on the horizon. Situated just off the coast of Chino, this was going to make a great base location. It looked even better from above. So after testing that I could land on the thing, I decided I was going to make this place my permanent home. Although I wanted to build my base on the top part, which wasn't accessible from the deck, so I headed to my starter base to grab some building supplies and a flag to officially claim it as my own. I was going to start by building a staircase so I could access the top via the deck. This would then allow me to build the rest of my base, and I used almost all my nails until Muchi, a member of F4, had managed to take out a player in the Nevaya apartments. We figured with one of them already dead and another 2 inside, this was a perfect opportunity for an online raid, so I headed over in my heli to land on a roof and take control, while the others gathered their explosives. Unfortunately, it was at this point when my in-game audio stopped working, so you guys are going to have to sit down for a little bit of story time. The raid started off smoothly with the rest of the defenders being quickly eliminated, and it didn't take us long to get into their loot room. This had to be some of the most loot I've ever seen in DayZ. I can't even begin to explain how long this must have taken them, just for us to take it away in a few quick seconds. But finding no explosives and no money, we knew they had more loot, so we kept blowing doors. However, we eventually ran out of C4 just before the last door. So we left one of us to guard the base while the rest of us searched for more. However, it was during this time the defenders took back the base, although after a costly fight we emerged victorious, and most importantly we had that final C4 and blew into the last room, which was full of safes. And we made sure to crack every single one of them using their very own blowtorches, and boy was it worth it. 1.3 million and enough resources to finish my ship base. That's all I really cared about. I left F4 to keep the majority of the loot and headed back to finish my aircraft carrier. That was it, my base was complete. Once again, if you did like what you saw, the server is bloody nightmare and I honestly recommend it so much. I had a blast playing on it over the last couple of days. I'll leave all the details for it down below.